In January, people always want to have a view of what the year ahead may look like. I don't know why that's particularly more important in January than the 12 months at the beginning of February, the 12 months that begin in March or what have you, but it's a custom in our culture. What I would say about 2026 is it is unlikely to be as strong a year as 2025, but it is likely to be a stronger year than most people think. If you were to put that in perspective, I would say the odds place this as a year that's return greater than 10% for the broad global market, but a return that's lower. And that 10%, of course, is the average historical year for the stock market as a whole, but that includes bull markets and bear markets to get to that 10% average. The average bull market year alone averages about 22% per year within bull markets, and I doubt that we get that high. Of course, anything's possible, and stocks are volatile, so it only takes a few days to get 3-4% wiggling one way or another. And I think there's no way to be very precise of any of this stuff. Some of the features that lead to that view, which I'll probably elaborate more on as the year progresses, include that decades ago, I proved that the consensus of professional forecasters for market outcomes, capital market outcomes, is wrong 12 months out. That is, they, being avid collectors of all known information, are reflections in their views at a moment in time of what all known information should mean, which means it is that which stocks pre-price. And they pre-price it out with that universe of people about 12 months. And the reason that works that way is that the average person isn't as trained in this stuff, isn't as able to have access to all widely known information as professionals are, because professionals tend to have planned access to information. And in that regard, the professionals tend to be, in a sense, overly confident about their views, or what I refer to often as wronger, stronger, and longer. And in that, this year, unlike last year, the consensus of 69 forecasters that I can find around the world, professionals of good standing, forecasting the S&P 500 singularly, have only 2 that show negative returns at all. So there's few pessimists. But at the same time, the returns cluster at about 9%. And therefore, there's not that many optimists either, more extreme optimists. And that puts the most likely outcome for the market as either a negative return or a return above 10%. Now, the reality is, as John Templeton famously said, bull markets are born on pessimism, grow on skepticism, mature on optimism, and die on euphoria. And that's not always true, but it's usually true. And we have not gotten to euphoria. The fact that some people think we have is a pretty good sign that we have not, because when you actually get into euphoria, voices scream against anyone that thinks so. You're in euphoria. But the easiest way to see that we're not in euphoria is that we have not had a plethora of big IPOs, initial public offerings. And there's a large universe of big private companies that have been accumulating over the years that haven't gone public, that are likely to go public this year in what would be called mega IPOs. The poster child for that is SpaceX, and Elon Musk has said there's a good likelihood that SpaceX goes public in 2026. But then there's also other ones like Databricks and Anthropic, Kraken. There's a whole little universe of these mega IPOs, bigger IPOs than we've ever seen before. And that actually would be signs of euphoria. We haven't really gotten there yet. So I think to not drag on too long, the economy is going to do okay globally. It still is likely to be a year like 2025 where non-U.S. stocks do better than U.S. stocks. Value-oriented stocks do better than growth-oriented stocks. Likely to be a year again where tech does fine but doesn't lead the world. And the United States should do fine but not lead the world. And in that regard, be surprising to a lot of people. And be what I would say in summary is a good, solid, but not spectacular year. Thank you for listening to me. I will flesh out subset details of the things that I've said with perhaps minor variations as the year goes on, and try to fill you in on those month by month. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you found this video enjoyable and useful.
Hi, this is Ken Fisher. Subscribe to the Fisher Investment YouTube channel if you like what you've seen. Click the bell to be notified as soon as we publish new videos.